Okay, our next up on deck here is the president of TRD, and that is David Wilson, and representing the Thorson family, Allison Thorson. Thank you for joining us. We'll start with you, David. Congratulations on taking home the driver championship for Toyota. Maybe just talk about your season, and obviously we have several other opportunities for you to win a championship this weekend as well.
Well, I started off the week with the saying that you can't win if you don't play, and today we had three really great shots. It was a very exciting race. It was not easy, but we couldn't be prouder to be up here with the Thorson family. You hear about these couples that get divorced and then remarried again. It's a reunion story, and all kidding aside, we are so good together, and we are so grateful to have this amazing family representing Toyota in the Truck Series. Congratulations, Allison. Congratulations, Duke and Rhonda.
Allison, for you, obviously a long, successful history in the longest history in the Truck Series as far as teams go. What does this championship mean to you? I know your family has won several of them at this point.
Happy to be here, just in general. But I think going off of what he said is kudos to my family, Duke and Rhonda Thorson, and I would say our extended family, our race team, ThorSport Racing. We had 4 entries that we field in every race this season, if not more. And again, with our partnership with Toyota manufacturer, the equipment, the communication is second to none. And that really meshes well with our race team in general. It's a 365, 7 days a week program. It's something that we live for. We wake up thinking about it, and we go to bed, sleeping on what we just learned today and how we can get better the next day. And I would say that's the same for Ben, who won the championship tonight. Our first owner's championship and driver's championship, which is huge. We're the longest running Truck Series team, so it's something that we've definitely had in the back of our minds for a really, really, really long time. And to finally accomplish that is very special. And we couldn't do it without a lot of special folks involved, like Toyota and like our team. And kudos to my parents. It starts at the top and it works its way down. And everybody's heard and everybody's talents are brought to the surface. And I think that's what completed our mission tonight.
Excellent. Thank you, David. Thank you, Allison. If you have questions for either of them, please raise your hand. We'll get you a mic. And we'll start up here with Jordan, Jeff, and we'll go into the corner.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. This question's for David. It's not about the Truck Series. It's about the next-gen car. Last time we've talked publicly about this, you voiced some concerns about this. There's been numerous changes that have been done to this car, the clips, the steering, et cetera, et cetera. Where are you at right now on the car, and where you're comfortable and where it's headed and the progress you've seen so far?
Jordan, we've still got, as an industry, more work to do. But the good news is, we've identified, I think, the key areas that we need to solve for, and there's a lot of competent people working on it, and we're going to keep moving forward. That's the only choice we have. But again, tonight is really about Ben Rhodes and ThorSport, and celebrating Toyota's 12th manufacturer championship, 9th driver championship. And seeing off this current generation Tundra next year, as we unveiled in Las Vegas a few weeks ago. Next year is the 2022 Tundra TRD Pro, and can't wait to get that back on track and hopefully put it in competition for another championship.
Go to Jeff.
Hey, Allison, Jeff Gluck from The Athletic. Obviously, Ben has been there for a while now, and he's had ups and downs, and he's steadily sort of matured. What areas of improvement have you seen him make that has allowed him to come into championship form now?
Even in victory lane tonight, I heard a lot of our crew members And again, you know, just like Ben's been there for a while, and like other drivers, I would say in our barn, I'm a horse girl, so it's all horsepower stuff. But we have a lot of crew members too that have been there for a while. And a common message between some of the guys tonight is he's really matured well. And I think that's for a lot of drivers. I feel like when any kind of driver stops learning or stops growing, no matter how many years they've been in a series or gone into different series, the minute you stop learning and growing is the minute you stop doing well or expanding. So I think Ben came to us with one goal in mind. We have another driver that I could speak of, Matt, that Crafton, that's with us. They're happy with where they're at, and those who stay will be champions. That's kind of our motto. And Ben is very content. He's one of those guys that we see in Ohio every single week. He'll be there the following Monday. He has friendships with any guy on the team, as well as, you know, around. So I think the patience and consistency, when you're patient, consistent, and open-minded, that's a dangerous combination for success. And I think that's what we're seeing here with Ben. I mean, he won the first 2 races this year, which is incredible. And I know mentality, like in a lot of sports, once you have that mentality, it's hard to stop that momentum. And so he got that momentum this year, and the sky's the limit. And so here we are, mission completed, and I think he still will continue growing. He's a fantastic driver. You can see how smart he is. Like tonight, you know, I feel like he might have wanted to race a little harder, but then he's kind of like, oh, wait, you know, I don't need to take this out. You know, it's right there at his fingertips. So he did a great job.
Go in the corner, Davey.
Davey Siegel with Front Stretch. Congratulations, guys. This could go to either of you, but I mean, it was only a couple weeks before Daytona when your guys' partnership was officially announced. I'm sure at that point, I don't know if you guys had imagined sitting here as champions, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. Do you guys think that this is a realistic possibility when the season began?
I'll take the first swing at that if it's okay, Allison. What I'll share with you is, as soon as we parted ways, I think both of us wished we were back together, and we worked a long time to get the family back together. You know, and you know, all kidding aside, you know, circumstances, you know, are such that sometimes these things happen. But I couldn't be, you know, prouder to sit here tonight with that family. And let me be clear, we went after ThorSport. We wanted them back in our family because we were off a step without them. We really struggled last year. And I told my team, this is unacceptable. We're better than this. We love this series, and it's emotional to us because this is the way we came into our sport back in 2004, 18 years ago, and I'm guilty of, I think, taking for granted a little bit of our success along the way. So when that stopped happening, we knew one way to get us back in the right direction. That's with reestablishing a wonderful partnership.
Yeah, of course.
To add to it, from an owner's perspective, I'm with my family a lot too. And like anything, you're going to have good relationships and bad relationships. The greatness of our relationship has never changed, even when we parted ways for a little bit. If a Toyota truck won one night, if we won in another manufacturing vehicle, there was always that continued communication and good sportsmanship. And so when you have 2 hungry players wanting to win, it kind of just brought us all back together.
Any other questions for? Okay, we'll go back to stay in the back, and then we'll go up to Bob.
Jonathan Field with the RacingExperts.com. I just want to ask, the 98 ride, of course, next season Grant's going to GMS. Can you speak to what that's going to look like for next season?
I'm sure, like a lot of other race teams, there's just a lot of unknown right now. We'll definitely share every truck entry and what we have coming. There's a lot of things in the works, but like anything in racing, especially right now. We're definitely planning for next year. That's already been in the works, like a lot of teams, and I know David can speak on that behalf. But nothing to share just yet on entries in our full truck schedule and team.
And for David, I just want to bring up a stat. You know, last season 7 wins for Toyota in the Truck Series. This season 15. What do you think? What is, I guess, like changed within Toyota? Whether it be like to bringing on ThorSport, what has changed?
Well, the biggest change, obviously, is having the ThorSport family back in the Toyota family. You know, one of the things that you learn over years is, you know, you're going to have teams that struggle on occasion, and it's nice to have, you know, a couple of strong teams to support each other. One of the underlying tenets and principles that we focus on is having teams that work well together. And we, you know, from the first year we came into the sport, you know, people looked at us cross-eyed. You want us to work together, but we're not on the same team. Well, that's, you know, we knew that we're stronger as a family than we are individually. So, you know, again, having the ThorSport family and those 4 extremely talented drivers back, you know, with Toyota made us stronger completely. It made KBM stronger. You know, the other really important thing is if you have a benchmark out there, you know what the potential is. You may not be the strongest one day, but you see your fellow Toyota, you know, running up front. You know it's possible. So it all kind of ties together.
Bob, and then go get Kelly and Daniel.
Bob Hocker, Fox Sports, one for each. First, David, KBM hasn't announced anything yet, but I assume you want Chandler Smith to stay there.
Yes, we would like Chandler Smith to stay there, and I probably can't comment on it because, as Allison, it's only November, right? It's not even January, you know. This is the truck series, you know, right? Things happen a little bit late, but you know, I'm awful proud of Chandler. You know, he's part of our driver development program. We've invested a lot of time into that young man, and we know he has the raw talent. You know, Allison talked about the development of Ben Rhodes. Ben has never suffered from lack of speed or aggression. It's putting all of that together, and you know, we see a little bit of that with Chandler, and tonight was so important for his confidence level. So certainly we hope he's back racing in the 18 KBM Tundra next year as well.
And Allison, Ben was telling me how this group is kind of like the last ones put together, a kind of a chip on their shoulder that they were the ones nobody wanted. Did you get that sense, and do you think that motivated them at all this year?
I actually remember it just like yesterday. Kind of how he spoke about earlier, how we announced we were with Toyota weeks before the season. It was kind of same thing putting teams together too. On the race team, you've got a lot of personalities that can do great things, but with great personalities, you're going to have sometimes it doesn't all mold together how people think it's going to be. Yet, you know, sometimes I think like my dad would do is let's see it play out. Let's actually do something about it. I say you could say that in the beginning for Ben, but I think he looks any challenge in the eye and will not even blink about it, you know. And I think that mentality with his crew chief Rich, they assembled a team that's kind of came out on top, obviously, you know, stronger than everybody else because they have that mentality where they're going to look a challenge in the eye and meet that same goal. Because, again, talking about working with KBM, ThorSport, anything in the same manufacturer, likewise in a team. I mean, I know there's other Cup Series teams that you have pods and things like that, and it's a constant, let's revisit this again and get everybody to work together. It's never a close the door and we're done with that task forever. So I think it didn't take long for anybody to mesh. And of course, at the beginning of the season, there's always crew members that are mixed around here and there that want to try something new. And I definitely think they put it well together the whole year. I mean, they started out very strong and they ended strong. So that just shows for anybody that has doubt that it is possible.
Kelly?
Kelly, CrandallRacer.com. David, I apologize if you addressed this at the start, but you clinched the Manufacturers Championship. You have the race-winning driver and Rookie of the Year. You have the champion driver and the champion owner champion. Have you ever had a more successful day at the racetrack?
Well, you can't do much better than that, I don't think. We won the race. I think we finished 1, 2, 3.
What about the stages?
We won. We swept the stages. Right. So, but it was hard. And there with about 40 to go, when the 21 passed Ben, we were all kind of holding our breath. And how about John Hunter Nemechek? Feel terrible for that young man because he had a rocket ship underneath him, but just didn't have enough laps. So it was a good day, Kelly. It was a great day. It was a great year.
Daniel?
Look at that in frontrush.com. David, on the Xfinity side today, one of your teams in Championship 4 had a little bit of a speed bump in Texas with its hauler. How abreast were you kept of that situation, and what were your concerns about Hemrick not having his car here in time, and what kind of plans were maybe in place if it didn't get here in time?
Yeah, well, ultimately, my guys were in touch with the team the entire time. I understand that somewhere in Texas they hit a deer carcass and derailed them, and unfortunately, because the team stayed a little bit later in the shop to work until the last hour to get every bit of performance onto that, the 19 Camry, they got separated from the pack. So that, perhaps is a lesson learned. But, ultimately they did what they needed to do and worked together with the ARCA series to leverage some of that equipment, and Daniel's going to be just fine. So you put it in your rearview mirror and focus forward.
Any final questions for David or Allison? All right. Well, congratulations on an outstanding night and outstanding season. Thanks for the time, guys.